Right. Next investigation on the go. Now, I was just watching this video about royal inbreeding. Right. Very interesting video, right? And about obviously the family lines of these royal ones. Right? Now, obviously, the Queen Elizabeth and the Philip were supposed to be third cousins. Right? So they're all inbred, which, there's an element of truth in that. They're all inbred, right? But as we know, if these people put out these ideas about them own selves, right? These people put out these ideas about their own selves, right? There's got to be an ulterior motive for why they do it, right? Because nothing's ever straightforward with them, right? There's always a level of deceiving involved, right? So you'll always find a lot of information about this stuff, right? As you see, Coolin in the 7, there was the big ideas about haemophilia, in particularly that Russian one, blood disorders, right? So basically, you've got this idea is covering up, obviously, that trans program, right? Because they're transes, right? So they're not reproducing in the naturalistic manner, which is obviously when a man and woman have their, sexual intercourse and produce the baby as a result of that, right? They're not doing it like that. They're producing a kid out of a science program, test tubes, and genetic manipulation, and basically a science laboratory type of thing. Right? They're not producing the kids from naturalistic, sexual practices, right? So, in that way, right, there's like a fear and loathing type of thing attached to these stories. It's meant to, disgust. It's meant to disgust, and but that reaction, is intended for to cover up the realities of what they're doing, which is obviously this transgender program, right? Which again is coming with a science laboratory type idea. The kids are born without the aid of sexual intercourse between two people, So in a way it's true, they're all inbred, but they're not having the babies in that way, the naturalistic manner anyway, see what I mean? That concept, that's got to be GAW, just turn the A into an E. And of course, when you have these type of gossipy sort of chattery stories, it basically serves to add credence to their official history, backgrounds what they give you, So it adds a bit of interest to the historical background. Oh, did you know that Habsburg was inbred and all that? He had an ugly jaw and face, and it just adds a bit of gossipiness to the backgrounds, which are basically garbage. They're fake. This early Roman Empire in Spain, 1273, 1273, a load of sevens, right? So it just adds a bit of human interests to their fake backgrounds, which are basically a lot of garbage, This just totally proves it, right? The meaning of the hobby, right, is the picture, image, depiction, right? Like the image of the beast written in the Bible, right? So the Habsburg idea is totally all about these images and these ugly faced inbreds, see what I mean? And it just adds to the gossip quality and make you believe that there was an old history in Europe and all that, which just wasn't there, you know what I mean? they deceived them, right? They received the mark of the beast and then they worshipped his image of the beast. Of course, after all that type of stuff was about then, them Habsburg images was basically paintings from probably about 1800 odd, they were probably really done in about 1800 odd. Now we've got TV. Your TV set becomes image of the beast. It's a lot more effective as an image worshipper type idea, really. Of course, movies and all that. Just describe a TV set, turn the power on, give life unto the image of the beast, and then sit back and watch the beast speaking, at the TV screen. As many as would not worship the image of the beast, obviously, if you sit there thinking it's garbage and what the TV's showing is crap, you're not worshipping the image of the beast. You sit there like a gomorrah say idiot, like one of their trans programming and watching the BBC or something. You get the commands up the TV, see what I mean? That's why they called it the idiot box. They always called it the idiot box. Right from, like its inception, 1950s or something, they called it the idiot box. Especially the upper class intellectuals and that call it the idiot box type of thing. But I mean, what it is now is absolutely moronic, like, it's never mind an idiot box, it's moronic. Basically, I think, when you had the core of it, like, obviously you got the divide and the conquer. Plenty of other codes, you got VI for a 6, hex, right? And but you also got the covenant type of thing, which is that religious thing, and then the idiot box. Because obviously it all was like about if you believe the TV, it was about if you believe the TV, wasn't it? The whole thing. Of course, imagine John Lennon, John Lennon. People think that what he was talking about in this was some peace world or something. He's basically talking about all the morons sitting watching the TV set,